I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is a city council business meeting. It is 6 p.m. Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will call the roll.
Thank you. Councilmember Porter,
Present.
Councilmember Middleton,
Present.
Councilmember Kavanaugh,
Present.
Councilmember Dundon,
Present.
Councilmember Rathmel,
Present.
Council President Pro Tem Hotchkiss.
Present.
Thank you.
Did you say Mike?
So next, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. I need a motion to approve the business meeting minutes from 1/10/24.
I second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing that there's none, motion is approved. And we'll move on to approval of appointments. So the first we have our Shade Tree Commission. City Council is going to appoint Shauna Stevens and Ava Glasser to the Shade Tree Commission. And the mayor is likely to appoint Julian Shepherd, Cam Winzinger, and Anna Shaheen. That's all we have for the Shade Tree Commission. Next is CDAC. We have a number of different appointments that have to be done by individual city council members. The first is for District 3, Councilmember Kavanaugh.
I'd like to reappoint Brandy Brown, who is currently serving.
Thank you. And next is for District 5. This is for President Medvedski, and she is looking to appoint Jordan Trice for CDAC, and wanted me to read this little note. President Medvedski met Jordan Trice while door knocking during her campaign. Ms. Trice was out in front of her house giving out food to address some of the food insecurity issues in her neighborhood. She has kids in the MacArthur School. She works in a direct care position in her professional life. So President Medvedski sees Jordan as an excellent asset to the community, who's on the ground and really invested in the community, and will serve as an excellent asset and a strong voice to CDAC. So moving on to District 7.
Yeah, I'd like to reappoint Justin McGregor.
Thank you. Are there any more appointments for CDAC? Okay. And as far as I'm aware, we have a vacancy for the at-large position. If anybody is interested in that, they can email clerk@cityofbinghamton.gov. So now we can move on to our public comments section.
Point of order, the Shade Tree Commission we should identify who's getting the 3-year and who's getting the 2-year appointment.
Okay. Yep.
Yes. Corporation Council.
Okay. So Shauna Stevens will have a 3-year term, and Ava Glasser will have a 2-year term for the Shade Tree Commission. Now can we move on to public comment? Okay, so any resident wishing to submit a public comment may do so electronically by emailing their comments prior to 1 p.m. on the day of the meeting to clerk@cityofbinghamton.gov or in person during the meeting. Is there anybody here right now that wants to make a public comment? All right, seeing that there's none, we'll move on to first read legislation. Yeah, so I already checked earlier, but the clerk didn't receive any emails for public comment.
Not,
So public comment is closed and we'll move on to first read legislation. I'd like to call on Councilmember Kavanaugh, the Chair of Finance, to introduce a motion for introductory resolution R 24-04.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is Resolution R 24-04, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into an agreement with NFP Corporate Services LLC to assist the city with health insurance.
Is there a second?
I'll make the second.
Any discussion?
No, no discussion.
Okay. Seeing that there's no discussion, we'll have the clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Porter,
Nay.
Councilmember Middleton,
Aye.
Councilmember Kavanaugh,
Aye.
Councilmember Dundon,
Aye.
Councilmember Rathmel.
I will again be abstaining from voting this evening just to ensure I'm not potentially invalidating any legislation as it's passed.
Gotcha. And Council President Pro Tem Hotchkiss.
Aye.
Thank you. That is a vote of 4, 1 abstain.
All right, so the motion passes. Next, I'd like to call on Councilmember Porter to introduce the motion for introductory resolution 24-05.
This is resolution 24-05. A resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into agreement with the New York State Affordable Housing Corporation in the amount of $680,000 for the rehabilitation and non-luxury renovation of 34 low moderate income owner occupied single family homes.
Do I have a second?
Second it.
And is there any discussion? All right, seeing that there's no discussion, the clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember Porter,
Yay.
Councilmember Middleton,
Yay.
Councilmember Kavanaugh,
Yay.
Councilmember Dundon,
Yay.
Councilmember Rathmel. Council President Pro Tem Hotchkiss.
Yay.
That makes the vote 5 and 1 abstain.
So the
5-0,
motion
excuse me.
and 1 absent. So,
1 absent.
and the motion passes. Next, I'd like to call on Councilmember Kavanaugh to introduce a motion for introductory resolution 24-06.
All right, Resolution 24-06, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept a grant for $210,275 through the New York State Homes and Community Renewal, it's HCR.
Do I have a second?
I second.
And any discussion? All right, seeing that there's no discussion, the clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember Porter,
Yay.
Councilmember Middleton,
Yay.
Councilmember Kavanaugh,
Yay.
Councilmember Dundon,
Yay.
Councilmember Rathmel, Council President Pro Tem,
Yay.
and Council President Matavitsky is absent. So this vote as well, 5-0 with 1 absent and 1 abstain.
So that motion passes and we'll move on. I'd like to call Councilmember Dundon to introduce the motion for introductory resolution 24-07.
Resolution 24-7 is authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the New York State Department of Transportation to provide emergency assistance in the absence of the governor's emergency declaration.
Is there a second?
I second.
And any discussion? All right, seeing that there's no discussion, the clerk will call the roll.
Councilmember Porter,
Yay.
Councilmember Middleton,
Yay.
Councilmember Kavanaugh,
Yay.
Councilmember Dundon,
Yay.
Councilmember Rathmel, Council President Pro Tem Hotchkiss,
Yay.
and again, Council President Matavetsky is absent, meaning this vote is 5-0 with one abstain and one absent.
So the motion passes. We did have a few RLs that we need to hold over. There's RL 24-7 and RL 24-8. These were both big.
We just did 7, sorry.
So it'd be 8
Point
and
of
9.
order.
We just did 7.
So all right, sorry about that. So at the work session, 2 work sessions ago, this was RL 24-7. It's not an introductory resolution. This is requested legislation, and I don't have the introduction,
Right.
the other number right here. They haven't been assigned a number yet because we don't have them on
Because they're not on here.
this agenda. But these were the sale of 28 Alfred Street and 74 Evans Street. These are both vacant lots that were going to be these were vacant lots that were going to be, we were supposed to be approving the sale, but we can't tonight because we need a 3/4 majority vote, which would be 6 votes out of 7. And so the introductory ordinance numbers were 4, 4, and 5. So I need a motion to hold over introductory ordinance 4.
I'll make the motion.
And a second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, same thing for introductory ordinance 5. Need a motion to hold over?
Motion.
Okay, and a second,
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Can I ask a question really quick?
Yeah.
Where did you get that -5? Because I have the numbers that were from these are the original ones from the first meeting, and both the things we're talking about are 24-7, 24-8. Okay, I thought it would stay RL because we were holding it over till it became, okay, I'm just checking.
Is this technically a holdover because they actually haven't been first read yet? We're just pulling them from the agenda? Right, it's different as than a holdover from, if we'd done a first read and we chose to hold over, we would have only the next week. Or the next meeting, correct?
So these are going to be put on the February 7th agenda?
Correct,
Right.
but as first read legislation, not as holdover legislation. Correct.
Okay. So the introductory ordinance, what is it, 24-4 and 24-5 are going to be put on the agenda for February 7th as first read legislation. Is everyone good with that?
I'm just confused about the numbers, but that's fine. We'll talk. Oh,
There-
yeah, we'll talk about
We can
it.
talk about it after, but there's, and then now we got the same thing for the pumper truck resolution, so we can't, we don't want to vote on this tonight, now I don't have it was RL 24-5. And we have to hold this over because we have to accept the bond first before we accept the grant money. So. Okay, so now I'm a little bit confused. But I think the 24-6, which is was the introductory resolution, the RL for the pumper truck grant money. We can't accept. We're gonna introduce it and see if we can get a motion to have it held over. Is that okay? And now I can't remember if that was in finance or if that was in DPW. In finance.
That's finance.
Robert, would you introduce that so that we can hold it over? Mr.
Is that wise? Can we just do it the same night of the bond? I thought it was the same, at the same meeting or any later meeting.
Can the vote come
Same
in
meeting.
after?
Along the same night. It would be the same meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, or just the procedure.
In case anything happens with the bond. I don't want to interact with it.
Okay. At this point, I'm totally lost. Just. Yeah. I see what you're saying, though. Okay, so I should introduce it. Should be introduced now. And we'll have it on the next. Okay. All right. Councilmember Kavanaugh, do you want to introduce this so that we can hold it over to the,
My question isn't answered, though, that if this is first reading legislation tonight and we don't do the bond on the 7th for some reason, then this needs to be all reintroduced again. Where we can just do it on the 7th, right? No. Can't we pull, I unsign it out.
Yeah.
I'm unsigning it out as chair. It's through finance, right? This one, I'm unsigning it out as chair of finance for this week. Okay, as chair of the finance committee, I'm removing my name as sponsor of whatever RL we've decided this is. What's the L number? No, what?
The requested legislation was 24-5.
It can't be RL 24-5 and be on the agenda. If I'm pulling something from the agenda, it needs to have an R number, right?
So this is.
Yeah, but this isn't the number anymore.
Right.
Because
This is
now it's
down
an
to-
R. Right? Or it's not going to be the same R. I guess I'm confused. I'm sorry. I'm confused about when the R becomes the applicable number. So if I'm pulling something from the agenda, at what point is it an R instead of an RL?
Call it R8.
Are we going with that?
I think that's one of the bond, for the bond. And then bond. This is when.
We did a 5. So our deputy clerk is going to check the number, the R numbers. So that we know our number we're actually signing out. Or not, the opposite of signing out, removing your signature from.
Removing it. Yeah. It's.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to pull from the agenda R 24-08, which is a resolution to accept a grant not to exceed $250,000 from the Community Resiliency, Economic Sustainability and Technology Capital Grant Program for a pumper fire truck, in order that it be done in the correct order with the bond legislation.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sorry.
Is there any discussion? All right, I think we had enough discussion on that.
Said
So-
I'm removing my name from it, I think.
Do you want to say that still?
Moving my name as sponsor from it. So I'm pulling it from the agenda.
Thank you. All right. So now we can move on to communications from council, and we will start with Councilmember Middleton in the second district.
Oh, I'm first. I didn't know. Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Everything's good and great. In the second district, we're about to start some neighborhood meetings. So if you're watching, look out for it. Look out on my Facebook, and you'll see me posting a lot of things, neighborhood things, and also community things. Thank you.
Thank you. Any communication from Councilmember Kavanaugh?
I'm good, thanks.
Moving on to district. I'm gonna skip 4. And I have 5 here. President Medvetsky had given this for me to read for her communications. She says, I'm working on 90 days of learning. As my constituents know, code enforcement is a top topic for me. On January 3rd, I put in a request for access to code data to IT. I hope to be able to report at my next business meeting on February 7th that I have received access. On January 18th, I did a ride around the south side with Supervisor Schleider, and I plan to go out on actual code calls in the near future. It is also on my list to schedule a meeting with Assistant Corporation Counsel for code prosecution. Upcoming this Friday, assuming good health, I will be touring the sewage treatment plant. Corporation Counsel is working on scheduling a legal training, and the comptroller is scheduling a training regarding bonding. My daytime police ride along is being rescheduled as my original date was a snowy day. Upcoming Southside events on January 31st is the Southside Neighborhood Assembly. They'll be having their meeting at 7 p.m. at MacArthur. And that concludes President Medvetsky's communications. Councilmember Rathmel, do you have any communications?
No.
Okay. And Councilmember Dundon,
None at this time.
You forgot Alumni?
Oh, I'm about to say point over.
going all the way around.
Oh.
Councilmember Porter, do you have any communications?
I know that I am looking for first district CDAC appointment. So please send your resumes to the city clerk at citybinghamton.gov. Also in works, we're trying to talk to DPW on Penny Lane. So I'm trying to work on that and get that information out to the constituents and try to see about the issue that's going on at Penny Lane. There's a community meeting, neighborhood watch meeting that's usually on the second Tuesday of each month. So please be on the lookout for that, and I'll try to put that on Facebook so that other people would know. So I think that's about it so far that I have right now.
Thank you. And I'll do my communications for District 4. The first neighborhood assembly meeting for the north side is February 1st. That's a Thursday at 6 p.m. at 438 Shenango Street. I have a number of updates for things going on with the city in that neighborhood regarding the Binghamton Plaza, Country Town, and there's a few other constituent concerns that I've been getting about certain landlords and their property owners, that I'm happy to fill people in on. It's too much to cover in this meeting, so you have to attend that meeting in order to get that update. So I hope to see you all there. And I'm gonna check in with Corporation Council to see if we did everything that we need to do. Okay, so this is kind of out of order, but back to our discussion about R 24-8. I would also like to remove my name from the legislation as a member of the Finance Committee. All right, and do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,